Hello, welcome back to another episode of this podcasting that I'm doing. Today I want to talk about the concept of self-love and self-care and self-worth. Now, before I get into that, I do want to talk about where I've been. I've been here and there. I mean, a lot of people already know that I'm not somebody who's very active on my channel. I kind of post whenever I feel like it. It's more of like a emotional feeling that I get. It's not something I just do automatically. But yeah, there's a lot of stress here and there. Like, there's a lot going on in the world and within us. And since it's the beginning of the year, I do want to talk about this and get it out there. I haven't recorded an episode in a very long time. I do have to say that. I know people have been waiting, like, I don't know. But I think people throw around the idea of self-love a lot. And honestly, it can feel like really exhausting. Like, there's all this pressure to love yourself no matter what. You're supposed to wake up every single day and think you're amazing, perfect, and deserving of the world. And let's be honest, how real is that? Because for me, love is easy to say. I mean, I can look at myself in the mirror and say, I love myself, or just say I love myself in front of people, in front of my friends, just say it in general. But honestly, it doesn't always mean something. Like, it's just words, you know? What matters to me is liking yourself, because that is so much harder, it's deeper, and it's more complex. Because think about it, when you like someone, it's not because they're perfect. It's because you see who they are, flaws and all, and you still enjoy being around them. Liking yourself is kind of like the same thing. It's about being your own friend, being on your own team, supporting yourself, showing up for yourself when you feel really alone. And that is very important. Showing up for yourself when you feel so lonely, it's like such a big reminder that you're not alone. Because whenever I feel lonely or whenever I just feel like worthless, I feel like we all go through that, Those stages, even when you're loved, I always try to I have sticky notes on my bathroom mirror that say you are loved, you matter, and you're beautiful. I don't care if people think it's corny. I really don't care. I don't think that matters here because obviously on my channel we do subliminals and affirmations and manifestation stuff. So obviously, but I think we all have moments where we just don't feel loved and yeah, it's not always easy to like yourself or even acknowledge yourself. Some days you just don't. You feel like you're not worth it, or you feel like you're too much, and you feel like you're not really important to a lot of people. And honestly, that's okay. It's a feeling, it's not a fact, and you have to acknowledge that. I feel like when we're all going through that mindset, if you're in a bad place and you're constantly having negative thoughts, you have to remind yourself that these are not facts. These are simply thoughts. Feelings are messy and they lie sometimes, okay? And their feelings, at the same time, they are thoughts. Personally, I feel like they're thoughts and feelings at the same time, for me. But just because you feel unimportant doesn't really mean that you are. Even if you don't feel important to anyone else, you have to be important to yourself. Not even in a selfish way, not in a, this is my life and I'm the one living it way. If you're not going to show up for yourself, who will? If you're not going to care about your needs, if you're not going to feed yourself, if you're not going to take care of yourself, who will? Who's supposed to do that? We're supposed to do that. And listen, I know we heard this everywhere, people constantly telling us, you have to take care of yourself, you have to do this. And I know it's hard. It gets really hard at some point, and it genuinely starts to feel like a burden. But again, you have to ask yourself, I know we all want to be cared for, we all want to be loved, and taking care of is just it's such a big thing. But when I do it for myself, I just feel really special. When I feed myself the good thing, like the good things. I don't know why when I record things, my voice like gets really, I start stuttering a lot, but we're just gonna ignore that, okay? But that's the thing, you have to be your own priority. It's not about waiting for someone else to save you or validate you. It's about showing up for yourself when no one really does. It's about saying, okay, I'm not perfect. I've messed up. I've got insecurities. These are just my feelings and my thoughts, but I'm still here. And I'm worth my own time. I'm worth my own time. I'm worth my love. I'm worth my comfort. And honestly, liking yourself is messy. It's not about standing in front of a mirror and shouting affirmations you don't believe in, okay? It's about sitting with yourself on the days when you're crying really hard on the bathroom floor. I think we've all been through it. Or when you're so angry at yourself that you can't even think straight, and you're just like, this sucks. You know, you're having the worst negative thoughts ever. Like, instead of doing all that, like, try to just hug yourself. Try to just, like, okay, this sucks, but at least I'm still here with you. And honestly, it's about being patient with yourself, forgiving yourself and laughing at yourself, and even calling yourself out when you know you need it. Because obviously that's what real friends do. And I feel like we should just, like, start treating ourselves like our friends, because I've realized this. Like, I wouldn't say so much that I say to myself to a friend, to somebody I really care about and love. I wouldn't just tell them, like, you suck. Like, I hate you. I would never say that to a friend. So I feel like we should stop saying it to ourselves. We should really stop, okay? I mean, people always talk about self-love as this magical fix. Like, what about the days where you just can't love yourself, you know? What if you've never loved yourself? Like, what about the days when, like, all you can do is manage tolerating yourself? And that's when, like, liking yourself comes in, because liking yourself isn't about perfection or having it all figured out. It's literally about just saying, not my best today, but I'm just gonna have my own back. It's okay. It's going to be okay. And yeah, the thing of all is, I feel like this is a very important note, that you don't have to be extraordinary to like yourself. You don't have to be someone else's definition of enough. You're already enough because you are you. And the challenge truly is to recognize that and to fully believe it. And I know it's hard. It's hard to actually see self-worth in you, to see worth in you, to see that you matter. But eventually you'll come into terms that you do actually matter. So honestly, for 2025, I feel like we should let go of forcing self-love. If it starts to feel fake, start with liking yourself first. Start with being your own friend. Be patient, because it's not something you wake up to one day and suddenly master. It takes a lot of time. It's something you practice every single day, even when it feels like terribly impossible. I think being kinder to yourself is just really good, because now whenever I make a mistake, kind of before just telling myself, like, you're stupid, you suck, why would you do this? I just take a deep breath and I'm like, you're okay, it's okay. Because, if you make a mistake in front of other people, you would be very terrified of, like, getting yelled at, getting screamed at. Like, don't be that to yourself. Like, if people have already been hard to you and harsh to you and mean to you, don't be mean to you, Like, you don't have to be mean to yourself, because the world is already hard, and the world will literally tear you down. Like, why are you tearing yourself down? No. You should be there for yourself. And obviously, it's easier said than done. I know that. But I feel like it's a practice that we should all include in our daily lives. We can all start by just being a little bit kinder to ourselves, maybe treating yourself like a friend, because, listen, you would feed your friend good food, and you would take care of your friend really nicely, especially if it's somebody that you really love. So I kind of just see it in that aspect. even if it's not like a friend, imagine it's a pet. Like, I have 2 cats, and like whenever I think about it, and sometimes I just feel really lazy and I don't want to feed myself. Like, I know, come on, I feel like a lot of people have been through it. When you just feel really lazy and tired and you just don't want to do anything, not even like feed yourself, not even get out of bed. But then I think about it, I'm like, wait, I have to feed my babies. I have to feed my cats. Like, if I feed my cats, like, I have to feed myself. And you have to be there for yourself, you know? You have to show up for yourself. And that's really important. And I think we all know it's very important. But we should actually practice it. And that's also another thing for the new year. I feel like we should all start implementing into our lives, is to start doing and stop saying. Because I feel like we say we're going to do things, and then we just end up never doing them. And like, I've made a mood board, and I know a lot of people don't believe in them. Okay, I know. But personally, I feel like it really helps out. Maybe write out some goals. You know, I don't even do yearly goals, not even monthly goals. I do weekly goals, because there are some things I want to get done in a week, even a day. Come on, I have a to-do list, and it's kind of like keeping your life organized in a way, especially if you feel like you're out of control, you feel like your life is being controlled, you feel like you're being controlled, you feel like you have no control of yourself. Try to make a routine and like start with very, very simple things. Maybe like what? Why did my mind go blank? Something like just waking up and having breakfast, or just having water. That could literally be on your to-do list. Can I just say that? I put the most simplest things in my to-do list, and it just every single day, at the end of the day, at least I have something proud of myself, like something proud to be of for myself. Ignore the English mistakes, grammar mistakes. But yes, that's kind of all for today's episode. I actually want to talk a lot more, but at the same time, I don't want to. So, see? That's me being kind to myself. I would not force a friend to speak if they didn't feel like speaking. So yes, I love you so much. Thank you for listening. I know this episode is really short, but talk to you next time. See you next time. Please take care of yourself in the meantime. Yep, I love you and you matter. And thank you for being here.